Viewers, stay right where you are because what just happened will leave you speechless. The Supreme Court has done something no one ever expected. A full, unedited video connected to Yu Menglong's controversial case has just been released to the public. And within minutes, the internet erupted. In this video, you'll discover what was in that shocking footage, why global media is calling it the most disturbing legal evidence ever shown, and how it could completely change everything we thought we knew about Yu Menglong's final days. Stay with me till the end, because the last few minutes of this story will absolutely blow your mind. When the official Supreme Court channel uploaded that file early this morning, the world froze. The file name alone, simply titled Evidence Number 47, UM, was enough to send waves across every social platform. Within seconds, screenshots, clips, and analysis began flooding TikTok, Weibo, and Twitter. Hashtags like #YouMenglong video, #Justice or Set Up, and #Supreme Court Shock trended worldwide. At first, many thought it was fake. After all, how often does a Supreme Court release anything unedited? But this wasn't rumor or speculation. The file came directly from the verified source, an official court archive. The timestamp was fresh. The authentication code was real. Then, everything changed. In less than 1 hour, millions of viewers had already tuned in. Influencers, journalists, and even fellow actors from the entertainment world reacted live as the video unfolded. The atmosphere was tense, emotional, and chaotic. You could see disbelief in everyone's faces. Some gasped. Others cried. Some even turned off their cameras mid-broadcast. One influencer said through tears, "If this is real, then everything we believed about Yu Menglong's case was a lie." Others questioned whether this release was a strategic move, an attempt to distract from something bigger. Because while the footage showed scenes that were clearly devastating, what caught the most attention were the people present in the background, individuals whose faces were blurred, yet strangely familiar. Speculation exploded. Were those high-profile figures? Was this deeper than anyone thought? Hours after the upload, the Supreme Court released a brief statement. The public has the right to see the truth. This release complies with transparency directives under Article 18. Certain elements have been redacted to protect identities. But even with those redactions, the damage, or perhaps, the revelation, was already done. Legal experts began dissecting every second. Body language analysts, forensic experts, and digital evidence teams all joined in. One court analyst claimed, "This footage may prove Yu Menglong's innocence beyond any doubt. It's not just a video, it's an entire narrative that contradicts the official reports we've seen for years." By afternoon, protests had erupted outside several government buildings. Fans, supporters, and human rights activists gathered with candles, chanting, "Justice for Yu Menglong." Some carried placards reading, "If this is the truth, why was it hidden?" Meanwhile, major news networks struggled to keep up. CNN Asia, BBC World, and CCTV were all reporting different versions of events. The contradiction only fueled more conspiracy theories. In Seoul, Tokyo, and even Los Angeles, digital billboards displayed Yu Menglong's face again, this time, not as a celebrity, but as a symbol of injustice. Twitter was flooded with emotional tributes. One user wrote, "I can't stop shaking. This video changes everything. Whoever hid this truth must be held accountable." Another said, "I can't believe this is what really happened behind closed doors. The world owes Yu Menglong an apology." Inside China's entertainment industry, the ripple effect was enormous. Production houses pulled entire shows from their schedules. Actors who had worked closely with Yu Menglong, many of whom had stayed silent since his death, began posting cryptic messages. One of them simply wrote, "You told me the truth would surface one day. Today it did." Fans quickly identified the post as belonging to a close friend from a past drama. The comment section exploded with over 500,000 messages in under 2 hours. Directors, producers, and even music executives began sharing the same sentiment. Someone had silenced him, and now the silence was breaking. As investigators slowed down the footage frame by frame, they noticed strange anomalies, muffled voices, whispered phrases, and unfamiliar faces. AI software later confirmed that at least 3 individuals appearing in the background were affiliated with a high-level private agency known for handling celebrity scandals. That discovery opened another layer of mystery. Could Yu Menglong's tragedy have been part of a much bigger operation, one involving money, media manipulation, and cover-ups reaching into the political realm? As journalists dug deeper, old documents resurfaced. Emails between agencies, deleted messages from private servers, and voice memos hinted that someone had ordered the concealment of key evidence. One line stood out from a leaked file. "Make sure the footage never sees daylight." But it did. And now, the world wanted answers. By the second day, the emotional toll was visible everywhere. Fans flooded the streets wearing white ribbons, symbolizing purity and truth. Online, virtual vigils were held, with thousands lighting candles over live streams. In Beijing, a fan knelt in front of a courthouse, holding a framed picture of Yu Menglong, whispering, "You didn't deserve this." None of it. Her video went viral, garnering over 80 million views in 24 hours. The image became iconic, used by global news outlets as the face of the unfolding movement. Meanwhile, legal analysts began pushing for a complete retrial of the case, arguing that the newly released video proved a systematic attempt to distort justice. A well-known lawyer even said during a televised debate, "This case is no longer about one person. It's about an entire system of truth, power, and the price of silence." Inside the Supreme Court itself, sources revealed there was division. Some judges allegedly opposed the public release, warning it could destabilize trust in the legal system. Others argued transparency was the only path forward. The release was reportedly approved by a narrow vote, just one deciding voice tipped the balance. Who cast that vote remains a mystery. But insiders hinted it was a younger justice who had followed Yu Menglong's case since its early stages. In private notes, that justice allegedly wrote, "If truth dies, justice dies with it." The phrase has since gone viral, printed on t-shirts and posters across Asia. The international community didn't stay silent either. The UN Human Rights Council requested an official copy of the footage. Amnesty International called for an independent investigation into the handling of the case. Celebrities from around the world, actors, singers, and activists, began speaking out. Some changed their profile pictures to Yu Menglong's initials, YM. A famous Hollywood actor posted, "No artist should ever have to pay the price for speaking truth. This story breaks my heart." Global media outlets have since dubbed this scandal China's Hollywood moment, a reference to how truth and entertainment collided in a way no one could ignore. Just when the internet thought it had seen it all, new leaks began appearing. Unverified files suggested that Yu Menglong had recorded personal voice notes during the days leading up to his disappearance. In one note, authenticity pending, he allegedly said, "If this message ever reaches you, it means they tried to bury the truth. But remember, cameras never lie." That single sentence sent chills across the world. It was as if he had predicted the video's emergence years before it became public. Analysts say those notes might now serve as crucial evidence in an ongoing investigation to uncover who exactly was behind the cover-up. As proceedings resumed days later, the courtroom was packed with journalists, supporters, and even international observers. Everyone waited as the judges replayed segments of the video for official review. The silence in the room was heavy, some people couldn't even look up. Outside, thousands gathered, their chants echoing through the streets. Police barricades lined every corner, but the crowd's passion was unshakable. When the session ended, the presiding judge made a chilling statement. "This is not the end. This is only the beginning of finding out who wanted the truth hidden." The room erupted in murmurs. Cameras flashed. Reporters rushed to send live updates. The era of silence was officially over. Since that day, the Yu Menglong case has become more than just a tragedy, it's become a movement. A cultural awakening. People now demand transparency from every level of authority, from entertainment agencies to court officials. Memorials have been built. Documentaries are in production. Filmmakers, musicians, and writers are dedicating works to honor his memory. But one question still hangs in the air: who leaked the video? No one knows for sure. Some say it was an insider seeking justice. Others whisper it was part of a larger plan to expose systemic corruption. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain: the world will never see Yu Menglong the same way again. Just when everyone thought the storm was calming down, something unbelievable happened. Late last night, at exactly 11:47 p.m., a mysterious account posted a single clip on Weibo, apparently another unreleased piece of footage related to the case. It showed a shadowy figure in a Supreme Court office, typing rapidly, and inserting a flash drive labeled Project YM. Within minutes, the account vanished. The post was deleted. But not before thousands had already shared it. Who was that person? Was this part of a larger network of whistleblowers? Or could it be that Yu Menglong had left behind more than anyone imagined, something so powerful, it still threatens the people involved today? The theories continue to spiral, and fans are not backing down. Online, one message keeps repeating. The truth isn't over yet. The world didn't sleep that night. The moment the Supreme Court uploaded that unfiltered file titled Evidence Number 47, reality as we knew it began to shatter. People thought it was another internet rumor, until the official verification badge appeared beside the upload. Then, silence. Total silence, followed by an explosion of emotion across every corner of the internet. In the first 10 minutes alone, millions watched. The view count ticked faster than any live broadcast in history. Within an hour, servers crashed under the sheer volume of traffic. Fans were screaming, reporters were shouting into microphones, and even news anchors looked visibly shaken. And in that chaos, something strange began to happen. People started noticing things. Not just what the video contained, but how it was presented. The background. The sound. The faint voices echoing in the distance. The way the file seemed to have been spliced and stitched together, like someone had wanted to hide certain moments and reveal others. One journalist said on live air, "This isn't just evidence, it's a message." Across China, screens lit up living rooms and cafes. Every public space turned into a theater of disbelief. People gasped, cried, covered their mouths in shock. Some stood frozen, unable to comprehend what they were witnessing. In Beijing, a group of students projected the video onto a building wall, their voices trembling as they watched. "He was telling the truth all along," one whispered. "They silenced him, and now the truth is screaming back." Even celebrities who had once stayed silent began posting cryptic comments. One wrote, "I warned them this day would come." Another said, "The truth doesn't die, it waits." Within minutes, the hashtags #truth4Yumenglong and #justice-cannot-be-erased trended worldwide. But here's where things got even stranger. Right after the video went viral, the official court website went offline. No statement, no explanation, no follow-up. It was as if someone had hit an emergency kill switch. The file disappeared from the original source, but by then, it was too late. The internet had already copied, saved, and mirrored it everywhere. That sudden blackout only fueled the mystery. People began asking, was this release an accident? A leak? Or was it planned all along? Some tech experts claimed the upload didn't come from a government IP address. Instead, it originated from an encrypted private server within the city, one only accessible to a small number of insiders. Whoever did it knew exactly what they were doing. Later that night, reporters camped outside the Supreme Court building. Cameras flashed, microphones extended, but not a single official appeared. Then, just after midnight, 2 unmarked black cars quietly pulled into the underground lot. Speculation went wild. Was it the justice who approved the release? Was it an internal investigation? Witnesses described seeing a young official exit one of the vehicles, holding a thick envelope marked confidential, priority. He looked nervous. Pale. By morning, his photo was circulating online under the nickname The Ghost Leaker. No one knew his name, but people began calling him a hero. The next day, major cities saw something unprecedented: spontaneous vigils and protests led by ordinary citizens, not activists or organizations. Streets were filled with candles, posters, and the sound of one chant echoing across the nation. Let the truth live. People from all walks of life, students, lawyers, actors, even police officers, joined in. One viral video showed an elderly woman holding Yu Menglong's photo with trembling hands. "Through tears," she said. "He could have been my son." How many others suffered in silence? That clip reached 100 million views in 24 hours. Every news outlet scrambled to control the narrative. Some reported the release as a historic step toward transparency. Others called it an intentional leak to destabilize the system. In one heated live broadcast, a legal analyst shouted, "This footage should have been public years ago. What are they hiding?" Another countered, "This is a national security issue, someone's playing with fire." And in that verbal battlefield, one shocking theory emerged, that Yu Menglong himself might have prepared the evidence before his death, entrusting it to someone who vowed to release it when the time was right. Was this his final act of defiance? Viewers began dissecting the video frame by frame. In one frame, a clock on the wall displayed a time that didn't match official records. In another, a faint reflection in the glass appeared to show a person recording with a hidden camera. Digital forensics experts zoomed in and confirmed it. The reflection was real. The camera was handheld. Someone had been secretly documenting everything, and that meant there was another layer of truth, possibly even more footage still unreleased. That discovery sent shockwaves online. "If there's a part 2, one fan tweeted, the world isn't ready for it." By the third day, rumors spread that several high-ranking officials had resigned quietly. No statements, no explanations, just disappearances from public view. One journalist leaked a supposed internal memo saying, "Contain public hysteria. Do not confirm authenticity." That memo only intensified things. Because the more they tried to silence the conversation, the louder it grew. Across social media, users began tagging every post with the same phrase. "You can't delete the truth." People weren't just shocked, they were angry, heartbroken, betrayed. The entertainment industry, once full of glamorous distractions, now stood at the center of a moral earthquake. Studios shut down temporarily. Brands that once partnered with major agencies released apologies. And fanbases united, crossing language and cultural barriers in solidarity for one man's truth. International newspapers began printing Yu Menglong's face again, not as a celebrity, but as a symbol of courage in a world addicted to control. Late into the night, a mysterious audio file surfaced online. The voice, believed to be that of Yu Menglong, said calmly, "If you're hearing this, then it means justice found its way through the cracks." The file ended abruptly with static. But those few words reignited hope. People began believing that maybe, just maybe, Yu Menglong had left behind a roadmap. Something that would eventually expose everyone involved. And that's when the most chilling part began. Anonymous accounts started posting cryptic messages like, "Part 2 is already on its way. This story isn't over." The Supreme Court's video was just the first spark in a storm that's only getting started. Now, everyone's watching, waiting, and asking the same burning question, what's coming next? So what do you think? Do you believe this release was intentional or a desperate leak from someone on the inside? Was Yu Menglong's voice message real, or another layer in a massive cover-up? And who do you think the ghost leaker really is? Drop your theories in the comments below, I'll be reading every single one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping chapter in this unbelievable saga. Because if what insiders are saying is true, Part 2 will change everything.